Skrillboys, DGD, and it's only 3 days till Christmas. It's gonna be a white one. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, hello. You may notice I have a light necklace on. If you don't look at it, epilepsy warning. But it's not like you'll focus on the necklace or the Santa hat. Today, we are going to be talking about the definitive Christmas movie. Now, it's a topic that most people have tough times talking about. And with Christmas looming, I would want to throw my hat into the ring, the Santa hat, and give my own little thoughts and opinions. And according to my list, and I've checked it twice, let us see which movies I have. I have 8 in total, but also some honorable mentions. The first two, two, are the first 2 Home Alone movies. Now, of course, you may be thinking, Nicholas, why Home Alone 1 and 2? Well, Home Alone 2, although it is 31% on the Rotten Tomatoes, we don't care about the tomatoes here, do we? Do we? Or do we not? That's what I thought. We don't care about the tomatoes here. All we care about is our opinion. Basically, I like Home Alone 1 and 2. They're both about Kevin McAllister. Well, the first. Well, I should really just explain them separately. The first one focuses on Kevin McAllister, played by the talented Macaulay Culkin. Is left at home by his family when they are going on a vacation to France. And when 2 burglars, the infamous Wet Bandits, Hank, Harry, and Marv, come to rob his house, it's up to Kevin to defend it until his family comes back for him. And in the second movie, the stakes are bigger. Kevin is now got separated from his family on his way to Orlando, Florida, and got on a different plane to New York. However, the Wet Bandits are in New York as well, and now he must defend not his house, but the Duncan's toy store. As the Wet Bandits, now the Sticky Bandits, try to rob it when Mr. Duncan wants to donate the money to charity. Can Kevin pull off the trick once again? Or will the Wet Bandits finally get revenge from last year? These movies got everything. It's got heart. It's got the funnies, and of course the signature of the Home Alone franchise. The traps. Of course, some of the traps are reused from Home Alone 1 and 2, and some of them will kill you. If you want to know more, click up anywhere up here, the right corner. Just click when you see a little white bar with text on it pop up. That'll lead you to watch Mojo's video on the top 10 Home Alone traps that would definitely kill you in real life. But, honestly, also, John Williams' score slaps. Yes, I said John Williams. Because, well, who wouldn't want John Williams to compose a score for their movie? But anyways, the only thing that I really think holds them back is just that it does feel kind of cheesy at times, but not too cheesy. That's where the third movie excels at, and we do not talk about the third movie because the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth movie / reboot are not canon. 2 is where it ended, and that's what we're going to talk about. But the 90s weren't all about kids being stuck at home alone. It was also about the gloriousness of the 90s, especially the year 1994. and for one company especially, Disney. Now, you're thinking, wait a minute, I didn't know The Lion King was a holiday movie. First of all, no, how dare you? It's not a holiday movie. Second of all, it released in July. But you know what released during the Christmas season? 1994's Tim Allen led movie The Santa Claus. Tim Allen's character of Scott Calvin son and his son Charlie Calvin experience Christmas Eve together, even though Scott and his wife are divorced. Charlie comes to hang out with Scott for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. However, a chance meeting with Santa Claus turns into Scott Calvin accidentally killing the jolly fellow, and also leads to Scott becoming Santa Claus over the course of the movie. Now Scott must deal with the fact that he's Santa Claus, as well as figuring out what it truly means to be the jolly fellow, while also making sure that he can still see his son Charlie. At heart, it really is a movie between a father and his son, just with Christmas hijinks thrown in there for good measure. And of course, with this being 90s, of course it's going to have 90s CGI. So that's one of the downsides to it, but the transformations are pretty good. The reindeer, not so much, but they are animatronics at some points, which applause. But anyways, the ending did make me cry when I watched it this year. I'm not kidding. It did. Don't judge me. You cried at 1.2. Don't tell me you didn't cry. But anyways, I really love this movie, and it truly defines what you really need to be a Christmas movie. And also, it's just plain silly. It's just plain silly. It has the comedy hijinks. What else is there? Oh, yes. Well, we go back to the 1960s this time, but to a lesser-known studio named Rankin Bass. They were working with Sony to create 3 shorts that are all Christmas-themed. Their first attempt in 1961, in good old 61, was the crazy origin story of Santa Claus called Santa Claus Comes to Town. That really never was remembered for its gratefulness because of how weird and stereotypical it was. 1969 was their first animated Christmas adventure, that being Frosty the Snowman, and it was pretty heartwarming indeed. In fact, I'll even give that a shout out. But it was in 1964 where they really topped. Well, you see, it was for a certain reindeer. But which reindeer? Well, you know, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, and Cupid, and Donner, and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Basically, the telling of the iconic song into a story basically signifies how I just love that this character can be called Christmas canon at this point, considering that Rudolph is a beloved Christmas character and probably up there with the likes of Santa Claus and Frosty, but still, it's a nice movie that it's a nice short movie to watch with the family around the around the fire with, and definitely one to be to watch on Christmas Eve. Although the downside is that one joke in the movie is kind of very 60s, and it basically is about how men can do things while women can't. But it's the 60s. You can't blame them for that. But honestly, If you want to watch all three of those specials, well, I recommend you buy the 3-pack I have, and well, you'll be amazed. And yeah, in case you don't know, I own a 3-pack of the mini films I just mentioned. Please do go buy them, and they're worth your while. 2 of them are worth your while. 1 of them is questionable. But anyways, now we head to 1983, in which a story that was told on Christmas of a boy who wanted the craziest Christmas gift in the world. Of course, I'm talking about Warner Brothers' A Christmas Story. It focuses around a child named Ralphie who wants nothing more for Christmas than his very own BB gun. More specifically, Red Ryder BB gun for Christmas. However, when he asks anyone for it or tells anyone about his number one gift for Christmas, even Santa Claus, they come with the same common response: "You'll shoot your eye out." So, will Ralphie get his most desired gift when the most joyful day of the year arrives, or will he find a bunny suit instead of his most wanted prized gift? Of course, it's very hilarious to find that a kid wants a gun for Christmas, a BB gun at that fact. But of course, it really nails home the point of Christmas. And of course, the question of what you want for Christmas. And also, yeah, I couldn't help but feel for Ralphie whenever someone said no to him about the BB gun. About the BB gun. But really, it's all about Christmas spirit, and eventually he does get what he wants. And who doesn't love a Chinese Christmas at the end of your movie? The only downside is that I don't know when the heck it takes place. I want to say the 80s, or I want to say the 40s, or I want to say the 60s, or even the 70s. But I didn't say any hipsters quite yet, so who knows? Comment down below, please. I really need it. Well, anyways, we also have to talk about another Christmas classic, A Christmas Carol. Yes, the iconic Charles Dickens story has been told throughout many forms, including animation. However, none have been quite more stunning than what happened in 1992. However, I will give a shout out to Mickey's Christmas Carol. A nice little short retelling, but the only downside is that it is short, and I really wish it was a full-length movie. But where Disney might have failed, Jim Henson shined the most. A Muppet's Christmas Carol is honestly the most heartwarming and the most hilarious version of the classic Charles Dickens story. Basically, it follows Ebenezer Scrooge on his classic journey, but of course with the Muppets twists, with many memorable Muppet characters in the iconic roles. And it does stand the test of time. Even if this was the last movie that Jim Henson helmed. In fact, the movie is in his honor. Is in his honor because a year earlier, in 1991, he died, which was kind of sad. Really, that was kind of sad. But hey, at least it's a Muppets movie. But really not my number one. We're going to get to that soon enough. But a year later, just when we couldn't get enough of puppets or animation, a wonderful mind created a wonderfully weird world where it was either Christmas or Halloween. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, before you go raging in the comments section saying, "But Nicholas, The Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween movie. It's a Christmas movie. I'm just gonna say it's both right now. You can't tell me otherwise. It's both set during Halloween and Christmas. Okay? So you can watch it during Halloween, you can watch it during Christmas, okay? You can watch it whenever you want. Need more proof? Go watch my video about the Haunted Mansion holiday. Yeah, it's themed to Nightmare Before Christmas when on it during the Christmas season, but you can also go on it during the Halloween season. Need more proof? Good. Well, the Nightmare Before Christmas is charming, funny, but also very, very, very weird in the goodest of ways, and of course invokes both Halloween and Christmas spirits. Basically, in asking the major question, what if Halloween and Christmas were merged into one? Obviously, Jack's results aren't the best results, but the concept speaks for itself. However, when the notoriously evil Oogie Boogie threatens to end Sandy Claus' life, will Jack realize that Halloween and Christmas are meant to be apart or together? And really, we all know the answer to that. But it's a very clever story with stop motion that is very good and still holds up to this day. And before you ask, yes, I watch it during both Halloween and Christmas. But of course, one of the downsides is that I can't get my whole entire family to watch it, considering that they think it's weird. When it's just fine. Mom, I'm looking at you when I say this. But anyways, those are the 7 examples that came close. What's the one example that absolutely I watch every year? Well, let's figure out, shall we? But first, let's go over some honorable mentions. First of all, both of the How to Train Your Dragon Christmas specials. Honestly, I just love them both, and it continues the spirit of the How to Train Your Dragon franchise in new and jolly ways. Also, Snoggletog. What a name to love. It doesn't get more original than that. Huh? And then we have Christmas Vacation. It's a great movie to laugh your butt off, but if you really want to hear some swear words in your Christmas movie, this might be the movie for you. But anyways, moving on. Any version of the How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the original '66 cartoon, the 2000 Jim Carrey led version, or the Illumination movie. Well, if you want mediocreness of Illumination, then why not go figure? Or if you're a fan of Illumination, you should be ashamed of yourself because you watch low quality animation. A Charlie Brown Christmas. The classic Peanuts gang basically comes together to help Charlie Brown find the perfect Christmas tree and have a great Christmas. Gonna be watching that today. What else is there? Oh, yes. Mickey's Once Upon and Twice Upon a Christmas. Great Christmas movies, but the first one suffers from having too short of stories, and the second one suffers from 2000s animation being terrible. Of course, and also the most recent one on this list, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. It's very good, and James Gunn delivers a great movie, but it falls under the stigma of it being an MCU project, and that you have to keep up with the times in order to understand it. But what's the one Christmas movie you're asking, that you watch every year that has the Christmas spirit in it? Well, I'm about to answer that question. That answer is Elf. Just kidding. I hate Elf. Elf basically disgraces the Christmas spirit, and Will Ferrell is annoying. And he just screams a lot. And although it does kind of get some laughs out of you, I just laugh at it for how bad it is. Sure, I find some enjoyment out of it, but and you better hear me, Tyler from Dude Perfect. If you think in your right mind that Elf is the #1 movie in the history of cinema, go watch The Lion King. Go watch any good movie out there. Go watch The Godfather. Go watch Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Go watch Endgame. Go watch Jurassic Park. Go watch any of those. You stupid man. But what is the #1 Christmas movie that you should definitely watch every year? Well, coincidentally, it came out in 2004. But it's a lot more than what you think. But do you believe me? Or do you not? Yeah, The Polar Express is the best Christmas movie, guys. I didn't want to do a top 10, and I really just wanted to express some of my favorite Christmas movies and the worst one. But still, The Polar Express really is thought provoking in that it actually asks the big questions of, well, do we believe in Santa? And if we do, then does that make our Christmas or not? And also, believing is the whole message of the movie. I mean, like, if you really think, if you literally just look back past all the mediocre, uncanny motion capture, you really find a story of like real thought provoking. And well, like I've said, really questions the existence of Santa Claus. It was based on just like a 40-page book that was released in grade school, but then turned it into a 1 hour and 40-minute movie. Dang. Also, Robert Zemeckis directed it, and I would definitively say that this was the last good movie that he produced before he kind of plummeted, but still, it just has that charm that really I keep coming back to it, even though the motion capture does bug me a little bit, and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish does definitely tell you that if you get too realistic, just make it like a storybook, and I would really love to see someone remake the Polar Express in the style of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and fix all the bugs and issues like slithering Polar Express cars. Ugh. But still, if you look past the visuals, which some of them are still good, especially some that actually recreate the pages of the book, then you got yourself a good movie. A good movie to watch every Christmas. I'm not saying like it should have won awards or stuff, but it's just like a good movie. And a thought provoking one at that. Like like it 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 like basically just, how do I say this? It basically like tugs on the whole like, do you believe in Santa Claus thing. Like even if you start to not believe in Santa Claus, I think like the Polar Expresses could be viewed as like a metaphor to like rekindle your spark in Santa Claus and the whole Christmas spirit. So honestly, if you really want to find a movie that really is thought provoking and joyful and has the Christmas spirit, please, I recommend The Polar Express. I really recommend all 8 movies that I have talked about in this video. And comment down below what your favorite Christmas movie is. And speaking of comments, it's time for an outro. So, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. And like I said, comment down below what your favorite Christmas movie is. And also, while you're down there, please hit that big red subscribe button. It lets the algorithm know I exist and also makes me happy. And yeah. Also, you can share this video with someone. It'd be a Christmas gift to them. Or, I don't know. What else? What else am I missing? Oh, yes. Also, Christmas is legitimately 3 days away as of the time I'm recording this. And, yeah. 3 days till Christmas. Long live the Skrills. You thought this was my final form? Please. You ain't seen nothing yet. Bye, guys.